Spine Peak sits high above the hanging valley used to access its giant neighbor to the south, Mount Saskatchewan. Andrew Noguera ascended the peak on April 5, 2010, and subsequently put it in his 2017 Snowshoeing in the Canadian Rockies guidebook. I first spotted Spine Peak from the summits of two other peaks Noguera mentions in the area, Big Bend and Mount Saskatchewan Jr. Despite picking a horrible line at the start following our exit line from the valley in 2013, a fairly large group of experienced mountain travelers managed to get into the hanging valley on a relaxed pace on April 20th, 2024. We followed the lovely terrain up the creek before cutting steeply up a mix of good and terrible snow and rolling terrain northwest of the summit. Steep slopes led to the upper spine and incredible views. Descent was mostly the same line except for a much needed correction to the lower track, which worked wonderfully and got us back to the Big Bend parking area in under 8 hours from the start. Like I said, a fairly casual day in the hills. There was an awful lot of mountain experience and even some celebrity walking to the snow bridge over the North Saskatchewan River from the Big Bend parking lot. The group included Devin, Aaron, Dan, Doug, Rob, and the incredibly famous YouTube pairing of Simon and Rocco, aka Forestry Forest. With over 70 million views, they are putting my obscure little channel to shame. We walked up the wide trail leading into the Saskatchewan Glacier Valley before following the line I'd used exiting from Saskatchewan Junior way back in 2013. As a favorite TV character of mine, Joe Bluth, would put it, this was a huge mistake.
So I'm thinking of just going up there. What do you think? We could go down there. Tracks to the right.
The group separated into three groups, each of us stubbornly sussing out a better line. Mine ended up being by far the worst, with Simon's being the best and Devin's being somewhere in between. With all that fudging around trying to figure out where the heck everyone was, Simon and Rocco ended up 30 minutes ahead of the rest of us. Oh well, we followed their tracks up the stunning valley between Spine and Big Bend Peak, happy to be enjoying such a gorgeous spring day in the Rockies and happy to be out of that damn bush. We continued to follow Simon and Rocco's tracks up the increasingly scenic valley before running into snow that was so rock hard that it presented a hazard on the shoes. A slip to the creek far below would not have been a pleasant experience. Two of the group decided that they were turning back while the rest of us continued trying to catch up to the speedy duo ahead. Finally, the tracks ascended out of the valley, leading up to west slopes still high above at this point. As we ascended to a rock band and break in the slope above, we noted that Simon had switched over to crampons. And speaking of the devil, there he was, waving at us from high above. We ascended to his perch and the team reunited for the remainder of the trip.
There he is.
The west face slowly turned climbers right onto a northwest line up an obvious series of wide gullies, leading eventually to the upper North Ridge.
For once, Simon can be on a not famous channel. 3 people might see you, bud. What the hell are you gonna do?
The snow was a mix of supportive and unsupportive. We hit a lot of underlying rocks here, which had me happy not to be on the snow sticks for this one.
Hey, little buddy. Yeah, you gotta keep going.
So we'll see. It'd be nice to get a game.
Finally, Devon pushed a track onto the upper North Ridge just before the final traverse of the Spine, hence the name, to the summit.
Now you see me, now you don't. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Like, it seems pretty wide, but who knows? Another ridge connecting here, so like, can you see it from there? Are you worried about the corner spots?
Oh yeah.
See the connection?
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably okay there. I'd be a little careful over there. But yeah, I see exactly what you saw. Oh yeah. Looks okay?
We were careful about cornices as we made the easy traverse to the highest point, taking in the stunning views in every direction.
Right here.
Nice.
Paw. Pause.
Hey, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Nice, guys.
Nice.
Sorry, Rob.
Yeah. Way to go, Rocco. Yeah. I didn't intentionally. I think the only ones that I can see around here. I didn't intentionally. I think the only ones that I can see around here that I've done is Athabasca and Nigel. Maybe Stuart. I think the only ones that I can see around here that I've done is Athabasca and I didn't intentionally. I think the only ones that I can see around here that I've done is Athabasca and Nigel. Maybe Stuart.
Gary the cat definitely does.
Yeah?
Oh, heck yeah. Gary the cat is a legend.
You don't think he's pumping that thing full of drugs?
Well, it is a cat.
That's what I need to really blow up, some creature on my shoulder.
Yeah, like a lizard or
Yeah, get something weird
get
like
a
that.
parrot.
After a lengthy summit break in perfect spring conditions, it was time to head back down. The spine presented no issues, and neither did the north ridge or west slopes. Crampons made everything pretty easy here, and I only wished I had skis on a very short section where I wasn't catching rocks underfoot.
Oh, wow. That's been your most enjoyable though.
I really like mountain views.
Snowshoes were a minor pain in the butt on the steep snow traverses above the creek, which now had a few inches of melting snow on top of a very firm base. This made the shoes want to slide down. Eventually I gave up and simply took them off, kicking steps with my mountaineering boots instead of flirting with trouble.
Come here, silly dog. Hmm? Yeah. You want a little cuddles?
Cute little goofball.
He's been part of the muskox.
I was thinking cat. 'Cause I know I didn't think bear.
Rob and I wisely followed Rocco and his owner out of the hanging valley, while Devin and Doug decided to roll the dice with our earlier approach track. I won't say whose way was better, except it was obviously ours. A very enjoyable day came to an end on the North Saskatchewan River flats at the Big Bend parking area under a still warm sun and brilliant blue sky.
Good. Anyone else up for ice
Good
cream?
job. Good job. Good job, bud. Good job. Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
That was great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and that was. I hope you enjoyed what you saw because that was great.
Yeah.